The third piece that I think is really, really, really important just sounds crazy when you say it. But it'd be like if I came to you, Ben, and I said, hey, Ben, in order for you to work for us, I need you I just need one thing from you. One real big thing.
Hmm.
I need you to be able to prioritize your personal life over your work life for me. Is that going to work for you? And you're going to be like, sorry, I'm sorry. It sounded like you just said you wanted me to be more
Yeah,
important than you.
that's
That's what
exactly
I
what I'm
heard?
thinking. Yeah.
Is that what I heard? Like, what? It's like, what do you got in that coffee cup there? Like, no. It's like, yeah, that's exactly right. Because you are operating outside of my jurisdiction. You're not in my office. You're operating in your own jurisdiction. You're operating in your own home, in your own environment. You don't have any of my controls around you. So if you're going to be successful for me, you have to be successful for yourself. You have to manage yourself well. That means if you have kids, you need to get to the bus stop on time. You need to get your kids out the door on time in the mornings, because if you don't, then that trickles over and affects your output for me. And so this idea that you need to be able to prioritize your personal life above your work life is really this flipped mentality everyone has to buy into, because I can't micromanage you from a distance. It won't work even if I try. And so it goes back to that trust and respect. And so that is really a mentality shift that everybody in the remote work environment needs to have.
This is so interesting. And I love how what you've just shared of prioritizing your personal life first links to this idea of managing from output first and activity second. Because in order to have effective output, you need to know the times of day that you work best. So for me, for example, once I've done my morning routine, I'll get into 3 hours of work. Then I'll take a half an hour break. Then I'll do another 2.5 hours of work. And then I might do some exercise. I like getting some exercise in the late afternoon for a couple hours, which gives me some energy to come back for the evening. The reason I'm able to do that and to map that out is because I understand the things that I non-negotiably need to do to stay at a good, focused energy level throughout the day. So these are more linked than I think the average person might take for granted. And why I really like that you're highlighting this, Brian, is because this is a really timely opportunity for us all to say, what are the pillars that I need to get in place personally that are going to allow me to thrive professionally? Because until you've got those locked in, then you're going to consistently be sabotaging yourself when you do show up to work, because you haven't got the full boxes checked, if you like, that allow you to operate for peak performance.
In order for you to be healthy at work, you need to be healthy. You need to be taking care of yourself. Yeah, it's your priority. That plays in the family environment too. It's like, you've got to take care of your kids, your spouse. Family's a priority above work, right? And so again, you yourself, if you're not healthy at the top of the pyramid, well, you're not going to be able to focus on your spouse. You're not going to be able to focus on your family or your work. And so this same principle applies. And there's like, you need to be taking care of yourself. It's not selfish to take time for yourself to go work out. You're keeping yourself healthy and you're keeping enough margin in your life so that you can be present and meet the needs of those that you're responsible for.
Totally.
It's a powerful thing that it took a long time for that to lock into my mind, as it's okay for me to carve out some time for me, because if I don't, everything else is going to fall apart.